Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I'm so excited to have on a 15, now a 44 and 46-year-olds from Sheffield, England. One of them returns to the shed a legend after his solo appearance in episode 199.5, which just the YouTube version, folks, has been listened or watched over 500 times, ranking him fourth amongst all of the shed trips. That's well over 300, folks, and he's in fourth place. Competing is fun. His trip to the shed even inspired an absolute lunatic, Ultimate Shed Guy, episode 301, Dave Wilcock, to prepare to run amok and bike 600 kilometers, which is going to be tough on the gooch, to help this shed family. The other two make their shed debuts and are an inspiration for perseverance and determination, and are bringing the hockey world together. By defying the odds and showing the doctors they don't know shit, and showing them what's up by standing again after suffering a stroke 21 months ago, and earning his hall pass to visit his home or honey hole that we hope will soon be his full-time pass back home. Welcome to the back deck, Rich, Claire, and James Bateman.
Thank you. That sounded good.
Oh, thank you. I got and I get into how we know each other. Claire and Rich, nice to actually meet you guys.
Yeah, and you. Thanks for inviting us on.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. I know, Rich, you mentioned that you don't speak the same as you used to, but that's okay. That's life, right? And all you can do is the best you can, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I tell you, I saw you stand up last week. Unbelievable. That must have been a big day for everybody.
So there was the physio last week that you did that was videoed. The walking when you went down the corridor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one. He's doing it every week though, every day, every day of every week. So.
Is that right? So I get it now. We know each other. James reached out to me whenever that was, and mentioned what had gone on. And actually, my grandpa had a massive stroke, and they dealt with that for decades and decades. My grandma did whatever she could for him, and he never did really walk again. He could somewhat stand up, but he was in a wheelchair the rest of his life, so it hit home with me, you know.
Yeah.
Seeing you stand up was pretty neat to see over here on my little device.
Yeah. Sorry
for bringing it all back.
Yeah. And I guess you got to go home too, right?
Yeah. Just for an hour, but that was the best hour all year.
Just so he got to go home for an hour. So how does that work? Who drives him?
So they've got transport at the unit where Rich is now, the care facility, and the aim is now to just ease Rich into coming back home. So they tried it for an hour. It went fine, didn't it? Really, really well.
Yeah.
And then the idea is to just increase the length of time and the regularity of it, so until it comes on for good.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So then it's almost time to plan another trip then, right?
Yeah. There's one planned already, isn't there? And it's my birthday at the end of September, so it's booked for some time around that.
That's awesome to hear. So also, I guess we should bring this up now is hopefully you can get a hall pass the day Dave Wilcock is gonna bike 600 kilometers and show up at the Sheffield arena before the Sheffield Cardiff game. Be pretty neat if you'd be able to get a hall pass to see him show up at the arena, right?
Brilliant. Fingers crossed, if we can make something work, we definitely will do. Yeah, absolutely. He deserves all the recognition and the support, both of them. That
your next door neighbor, I hear, is also willing to step up and run amok and also bike 600 kilometers.
Yeah, I found out that through you. It was your message. That's the
only reason I got that message from Dave. And that's just people helping people. It's a powerful thing, and I think it's so neat that Dave got inspired by James and our chat. That's pretty
Yeah.
neat, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
People are rich.
No, I was in shock.
Absolute shock.
Yeah.
I
It's not.
when I heard it hurt my gooch just hearing about it, you know?
I dread to think of the state they're going to be in.
Well, I see his posts all the time and I try to share as much as I can. I obviously
Yeah.
share too much
Thank you.
stuff as it is because I'm having too much fun, but um like he's training, like they're training hard to get ready for this. I I mean, that's hockey family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people in hockey have been amazing. It's like another family, isn't it? It is.
Yeah,
They've just
yeah.
reached out to us, people we don't know, people we do know. As soon as they found out, it's been amazing. It took us long enough to come out and ask for help because we don't like to ask.
Well, I know you guys are fans of in the UK, but I've been skating with Ryan O'Reilly. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's pretty good at hockey. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and he is a Hall of Fame person. And I was about to leave to go skate with them yesterday with Colby, and I was thinking, I can't believe I'm going to skate with O'Reilly, and like we're not getting anything signed. It just feels like another normal day. And then I thought Colby had all these pucks in the garage, and I thought, huh, well, we've been trying to figure out what to raffle and like raise money, and I brought the pucks, and I said, Ryan, will you sign these so I can raffle them off and make some money? So this is a Team Canada puck signed by Ryan O'Reilly, which he did play for, folks. And I got a Kincardine Canucks one. I got a Silver Stick one. I got a Western Michigan Broncos one.
Wow.
And then just this black one. So I was thinking we'd have some fun, you know?
Fantastic. Thank
That's
you.
brilliant.
Yeah,
Thank you.
for everything you've done for us as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's wow, that guy is a beauty, and that he let my son come out and skate while I was working with him, and he appreciated me helping him, that he was kind enough to give me a signed hockey stick. And I mean, I'm not a jock sniffer, but I really appreciated it, and I am his biggest fan. You see him with kids in the arena, you see him with adults in the arena. He's as good as a person gets. I see him sign so much stuff. Even yesterday when we're getting off the ice, by the end of it, there's 50 kids waiting for him, and he takes the time for every single one and asks them how their day is. And yeah, I asked him to do this for me, and he just like, I'd do anything. So that's hockey family though, right?
Yeah,
Brilliant.
there's some good people around. It's made us realize that.
Which I get into how we know each other. I did have a raffle to raise money there, and I actually have been so busy I forgot to extract the money out of it and give it to you. But it was 144 pounds. Not my best effort. I got to be better, you know. I think people got confused when it was half for the Manchester Storm, and people are too competitive and didn't want to support the Storm. So sorry about that, folks, right? People helping people. But I also, when I had that raffle up, I didn't have enough Storm players on to promote the buzz and get them buying more tickets. You know, I got to play better. I got to be better and select my guests better when I have a raffle, right?
Oh,
Busy man though.
Right. And I don't have a deadline like Dave does with the biking. I can raise money whenever I feel like it. So whenever I lock down O'Reilly, maybe will be the time to start the raffle, right?
yeah.
Dave's got 2 weeks. He starts in 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, isn't it?
He's gonna do that bike ride in 2 weeks. Like that's coming fast. When he first brought it up to me, I thought that was a long ways away, and like it's gonna be happening here. And that's gonna be quite the moment when he pulls up to that arena. Hopefully enough people have listened to this and are going to be there to support him coming there, right? I do know that like it hasn't, like the team hasn't let anybody know about it. Hopefully they can share it, because sharing is caring, and then hopefully more people will donate before he gets on the bike, because it's pretty amazing what he's doing. And your next door neighbor, what's his name?
Bill.
Bill.
Yeah.
Willie and Billy, right?
Yeah.
William Bill.
Quite a combination, that.
That Willie and Billy, folks.
Well, Bill's surname's Ball, so I'm not going to say anything else.
But yeah, like that's pretty neat. And you guys must not be that bad of neighbors if he's gonna do that for you.
Well, we like to think we're all right.
Yeah, we can't be that much bad to hate,
No,
can
we
we?
can't. No.
I don't know what you'll think of us afterwards. I'm not quite sure
Yeah,
about that.
they'll never speak to us
Or
again.
if he puts his house up for sale or something.
It's because his
maybe.
gooch is gonna hurt so much.
Yeah.
I know. I'll avoid him for a few days.
Brutal. Yeah. I can't believe it's happening, and that
Yeah.
it
Neither
started
can I.
from you messaging me about coming into the shed, and then we chat, and then like, gosh, it's like a year later that he's gonna do this.
Yeah.
I know. The thing is, we've never even met Dave. He messaged me after your podcast with James and just said some lovely things about James.
Yeah.
And then he just said, I want to do something for you, but I've got to think about what it is. And then he came back to me in June this year and just said, I've got an idea. What do you think? And I was like,
I think it's amazing. And that people haven't forgot, right? Like that
Yeah.
it's like it happened 21 months ago,
Yeah.
and then there's the the buzz and the call for help and action, but then that people are still fighting, and that Rich is still fighting to see him getting better and now getting his hall pass to go home. That there is progress, and it's not just the way it is, and that you're continuing to get better.
yeah, people say a lot of things. We've had a lot of things told to us by experts that this is it, this is as good as it's going to get. Richie's going to need this, Richie's going to need that, and Richie's been like, no, I'll stand, I'll walk, and I'm going to do it. And this place now where he is, the physios are just absolutely fantastic.
There's nothing like showing people they're wrong, right?
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what
It's like my
Richie's-
favorite thing in the world to do.
You can't wait to do
You've done
can
that
you?
so many times now, haven't you?
Well, they gave Rich originally between a 1% and 5% chance of surviving. We were going down to the hospital, said he wasn't going to make it, so to be here is a miracle in itself. So then he just carries on to
You
just
have done,
prove
haven't you,
people
mate?
wrong. So,
Yeah.
but that's how you are, isn't it? Just fight all the time, never stop.
Just giving her, just working, competing to get better. I love it.
Yeah. It's just heartwarming, isn't it? Seeing
Well,
someone.
for me, it's interesting because the hardest times I had in my life were when I was injured and I wasn't part of the team, and I would be sitting in a hospital by myself and recovering or whatever. And like you have your wife, but you're not at the rink with the guys, and you're not living your normal day. And I am very impressed that you're doing what you're doing, sitting in that hospital, because you guys can't go visit him all the time. And there's going to be a lot of times where he's sitting there going, this flipping sucks. And that you continue to fight and keep grinding and giving her is inspirational.
I think that's what we found, isn't it? We were quite angry and upset at the times in, why is it's not fair, and Richard's attitude to it. What's your attitude been?
Shit out, man.
Yeah,
It does.
who happens, and that's been Richard's attitude, and just to get on with it. So he's been our inspiration just to carry on.
Wow, that's awesome to see and hear. And I mean, sometimes what I'm doing over here kind of seems like it's fake and not the real world. Like people throwing chocolate on the ice around the world and stuff like that. I see it on my phone. I don't see it in real life. I guess I did a Josh Badge's testimonial, but for something like this to be going on, and then to see you stand up and see the picture of you guys at home and how happy you are, it's like, well, this is as real as life gets,
We've got to carry on.
Yeah.
When life goes on, I was angry for long enough saying life's going on for everybody else, and ours has stood still. But then I
You
realised
can't be mad about it.
you just got to crack on and do the best you can. Rich is every day he's fighting, so we've got to do the same.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's great attitude.
There's
That's
no point.
a winner's attitude.
Well,
No point getting mad about it, because it's not fair for it to happen to anyone. So
Right.
you just got to deal with the card you're given, haven't you?
Well, you got to keep moving forward, right? It's like
Exactly. And you've been
it's
doing
where
that.
you're at now, right? It's
yeah, and we feel like now we've got plans for the house and all that kind of stuff. So we feel like we are moving forward now. It's really
Yeah, it's
positive.
happening, isn't it?
Yeah.
it's incredible. Yeah. So Where and what are you doing now?
So right now, at
We're
this
in-
exact moment,
We're in your room, aren't we, Dad?
so we're in Richard's room. It's only about 5 minutes from the Sheffield Arena.
Okay.
So about 15 minutes away from home.
Yeah,
15
yeah.
minutes drive, so that's much better now. That's a lot easier to get to.
So 5 minutes away then, and that's where Dave's gonna be rolling it. And Billy and Willie, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, hopefully you guys will be able to sneak them out of there for the show. See them roll in with their tired gooches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just getting new transport there, isn't it, Rich? But we will sort something out, I'm sure
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah,
Sure, okay.
well, it's pretty neat day that'll be. Hopefully there'll
Yeah.
be a congregation of people there waiting for them and to celebrate, or both of them to celebrate what they've done. And then obviously, hopefully people donate and raise money, right?
Yeah, we just love a load of people to be there for when they get
We
there. They
would.
deserve it.
Yeah, for
Well-
sure.
Mm.
We'll just try and get that happening.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that, right, folks? If you're listening,
Yeah.
I think it's September 16th, right? Cardiff versus Sheffield. Hopefully they're not behind schedule and they show up on time, right? Like before around warm-up time, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Well, we'll
I keep
see, won't
thinking,
we?
what if they get a puncture? What if the weather's bad? And you just don't
It
know, do
will-
you? You just have to roll with
it
it.
Well, I
happens,
know
doesn't it?
how passionate fans are. If the puck's dropping, they probably aren't gonna wait outside anymore.
No,
Yeah.
they'll just roll up on their own. Yeah, exactly. We'll
Uh
see. Fingers crossed.
yeah. So James, you're way bigger and older than last time.
I am.
Yeah. What are you into
It's
these days?
I'm still going on with the guitar. I'm doing my biking. I love music. Pretty much the same as last time, except I'm slightly better at things.
And slightly taller.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I saw one of the poster pics was your bike, your like mountain bike, right? So you're on that
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah.
It's
It's nice being outdoors.
yeah, it is.
Quite-
It's a nice bike as well.
And we're quite lucky where we live, aren't we? We've got a
Yeah,
lot of
'cause
trails and stuff near us.
Where I live, right, it's about, I think, about a 10-15 minute ride, and then there's this lovely little bike trail. So
That's awesome.
it's just a prime spot, isn't it?
Yeah, I like doing that too. Once the kids go
Yeah.
down walking the dog where there's nobody around, just
Yeah.
being, outdoors alone. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. Really.
So Rich, how's the food in that place? Are they feeding you shit or is it all right?
Yeah. Food is right.
Food isn't bad
Food's
now.
not bad.
Oh, that's
Well,
good.
They weighed you the other week, didn't they? And said that you'd put a decent amount of weight on because he did get quite thin, lost quite a lot because one of the other places he was just eating, it was mush really. wasn't it?
Basic, yeah, just there was no real nutritional value, but
But here it's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you can pretty much now eat the vast majority of a diet. It's not like he's got to have, really mushy food or anything. You're doing all right now.
He's
aren't you?
back. He can eat normal now. That's good.
Pretty
Virtually.
much.
You couldn't have a steak, I don't think. You struggle with steak maybe, but everything else.
Yeah. I struggle with.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, so as long as it's not too chewy,
yeah.
it's all right.
Well, one thing I got to do before we get into the poster picks, which Walton, you got to play better. Every time I get into the poster picks, I should be shouting out Lee Freeman, Freeman Designs, folks. That's been my poster maker guy for over 300 episodes. He makes memories for every person that comes on with their posters. And if they care enough to what they put on their poster, they all send me their photos. And, I mean, I just got more printed. I got to go pick up. That's going to fill the shed up a bit more. And, I can't thank you enough for what you do for me, and wouldn't be where we are without you. And it also gives me something to talk about every episode, right?
Exactly.
But I did, one of my favorite messages I got around the holidays was when you sent me the picture of Rich James with the poster and said that was your favorite Christmas present. And that's Lee Freeman, folks, and Freeman Designs. And yeah, thanks for what he does, right? Because when I see that, it's like my neighbor just over the way, Jason Holt, episode 188. I just had his son on the ice with me with O'Reilly yesterday, but he got his poster printed too and put it up like in a frame in his basement. It's like when I pretend like I don't see it, but when I go to his house and I see that down there, I'm like, we made a memory, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's up on Richard's wall, just in front of his bed. Just
It's
over
right up there, eh?
I
Yeah.
can probably show it if you want to see.
Well,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool that you have it up there.
Yeah.
It's like the stuff I put up. I got a bee on me. Stuff I got up in the shed is stuff that's important to me, right? And I just got a whole whack of more pictures to put up.
It was a good memory, that. So thanks for having me on again, by the way, if I haven't already said it.
Hey, no problem, man.
That is what I'm with me on.
Thanks for having you on. Yeah.
There's
Oh,
like a
there's
bee flying in my
definitely-
mouth right now. It's like literally flying right.
I can see it. Oh,
Oh, has it gone?
Oh my word! Like I must have
You might
bad.
have to
I
go
must have
deep.
bad breath.
Well, you must smell nice, maybe.
Oh, jeepers! That was wild. I thought he was
What
gonna.
do you want?
You can't talk when there's a bee in your mouth.
no, you can't.
Oh, my old man just popped in. Didn't know he was coming.
Oh.
Anyways, poster pics. One of them
Yeah.
obviously is the day you got to go home and the three of you together.
Yes, so that was Tuesday.
That's a big day. That should be on your poster.
Yeah. We
Definitely.
were kind of all excited about that, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
enjoyed it, didn't you?
It's what I wanted.
I know it's been what you wanted, and I think you were quite relieved to know that the house was still in one piece.
Yeah.
That we've not ruined the house.
Right.
Yeah.
If I do what was still in one place.
Everything was in one piece. We were all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, one second. Sorry, folks. It's still real world stuff, right? Can't just be in the shed all the time. Okay, more poster pics though.
Please.
One I saw on your chest, James, is you're at Wayne Gretzky's in Toronto. That one just came up. That just came up yesterday on yesterday's episode.
Yeah.
I listened to yesterday's, yeah.
It was me and you at Gretzky's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I've still got my Gretzky's t-shirt from Gretzky's.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we went in 2019, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where all did you go again? Did we probably talk
We
about this
went-
last time?
We went to Toronto, which was really nice.
No, it's not. That place is way too big.
Niagara.
That place is
Niagara.
way too big, way too many people. I want nothing to do with it.
Fair enough.
Okay. It was hot, very hot.
It was really hot.
I like small places. I don't like being on the same roads as everybody else. I don't know if anybody notices that about me, but I would rather find my own roads than the same ones everybody else is on. You don't see anything different if you're doing the same things as everybody else, you know?
We went to Niagara on the Lake as well, didn't we? We went wine tasting. We tasted
Oh yeah.
ice wine tasting. That was
So
good.
if you were by there, that is near the home of the GOAT, Joey Martin.
All right,
Oh,
okay.
really?
Yeah,
Didn't know
that'd be near Thorold, and he's by all the vineyards. Yeah, my goat.
That was good.
Yeah.
We liked ice wine, didn't we?
Well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
No. You just watched us tasting ice
Yeah,
wine.
I had to watch from a distance, which was lovely.
Well, so what? You're 15 now. Eh? You probably shouldn't
Yeah,
be into it
15.
yet, right?
Well,
Yeah. So, I guess we talked about that biking. So, Claire, what are you doing for fun these days?
Visiting Rich, doing it largely. So I work 3 days a week. I'm a teaching assistant, Wednesday to Fridays. And then, to be honest, I used to like running. I did used to run, but with all this happening now, I've kind of not done it, and I need to
you need to get back into
get back
it.
into it because it did me a lot of good. It worked for mental health and everything. It's a good way to relax and let off steam. But I just
There is. It's like exercising. I should probably do that, right? Like not just running, any kind of exercising. I can't run, but I should do something.
yeah. I think now
Getting out for a walk.
I think I'd be starting from scratch again, and I'm just dreading the pain that running for a few minutes would give me, and that's putting it off.
Yeah, it's like going out and skating and then O'Reilly making you play 4-on-4 with active professionals, and you're like, oh dear. Or like
Yeah.
yesterday, he had me taking one-timers. I'm like, I'm gonna throw out my back. I haven't moved my body in 3 years.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe I should start it. Maybe.
You should.
I'm thinking about it.
Just get
Um, so then, Rich, what do you get up to when they're gone? Because I know your mind's still there. I know how it must be hard to not be able to do what you used to be able to do, but your mind is still as fresh as it ever was. And what do you do when they're not around?
Physio.
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 Yeah, physio. Yeah.
I can think of another favourite pastime that you quite like doing.
Eating
Eating what?
chocolate.
Eating chocolate. He's become quite a pro at eating chocolate.
What's your favorite chocolate bar?
Anything. Dark mint.
Dark mint.
What?
Anything minty. Anything dark chocolate or minty chocolate.
Darker mint, eh? Anything?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think you'd be fussy about any chocolate really in general.
Well, looking at that draw, clearly not.
You sound
No.
like Cameron Critchlow, the captain of the Manchester Storm that I'm sponsoring this year. When I had him on, and he said he just wanted to storm a chocolate, and then it happened, and now I'm sponsoring his jersey. So, hopefully we can make some money on raffles because I don't make money doing this. So I'm gonna have to find some money somewhere to sponsor him.
Exactly.
Dear, right? Yeah. Good thing we got these pucks, folks. Team Canada, Ryan O'Reilly puck, right?
Yeah.
Get buying tickets.
Yeah. We'll just go back and forth, and I just won't tell you which raffles for who, so people will buy tickets, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even if it's
Because if it's for you guys, everybody will buy tickets, and as soon as I say it's for Manchester, only Manchester Storm fans will buy tickets. Just competitive people,
I
eh?
think you should sponsor a Steelers player's jersey.
That would be cool, right? If we raffled
Yeah.
off a Steelers jersey for
would it be more expensive?
I think you should sponsor one though. What about you sponsoring one?
oh, sponsor a Steelers jersey. I'd have to actually start making money to sponsor more jerseys.
Yeah.
Too expensive.
Yeah, I'd have to actually make money doing this. Someone would have to pay me, which would be cool. Do you imagine making money having fun? I mean, I got to do it once in my life playing hockey. For the most part, it was fun. Sometimes it was fun, but this is always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to do it once.
What was that? You've got to do what? Make money doing what did you enjoy?
What make money having fun.
What were having fun for you?
Winning the
I mean, yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. He got money to have fun in the army.
Oh, he enjoyed that then.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
enjoyed the army. What did you do in the army?
I was in the infantry.
In the inventory. Yeah, he's in the inventory. Infantry.
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 Not inventory.
Yeah.
So was that your profession then? Was in the army?
Yeah.
Oh,
So you did that. Then you worked in the motorbike trade, didn't you? And then you went into
was he driving truck?
driving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazingly, went into truck driving and working away from home the year that we got married. So that says something for you, doesn't it, marriage?
Well, people have to do what they have to do to support their families, right? And
Yeah, exactly.
everybody's got different setups. I'm very lucky with my setup. It's like that I got to go out with O'Reilly. I was just saying this to someone at work. Is like the only reason it happened, and the only reason I have a signed stick in my son's room, is because when I got the opportunity and he wanted my help, I asked my CEO and I said, "Hey, I have this opportunity, and it's going to be in the middle of the day on a Tuesday, but I want to go help him." And he said I could go do it, and said that I'd owe him one, which I do, and that I got to go do that was because I worked for a great person, and still very appreciative of it, you know.
Yeah.
I guess if you give a lot though, you're allowed to take something back, aren't you? You know, if you're hard.
That's what I hope, right? Is that I'm doing my part. So it's like that I do these on my lunch hour, and they don't say anything, and they know what I'm doing. I don't lie about anything. But I also I also have to respond to emails at like 11 p.m. and stuff, right? It's like, well, if this is what makes me happy and I enjoy it, and maybe I can even help some people by doing it, then I'm gonna have to go ahead and do that.
Exactly. Yeah, too right.
Tell you what, you've definitely helped us.
Yeah, you have helped
So
us.
big thank you.
No, yeah, no problem. So anyways, next poster pick. James, you were young at an Orlando Solar Bears game with the mascot. My guess is that you're at Disney World and you slip over to a hockey game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
When was that? That probably about 2015.
Yeah,
like
I
that,
would say 15.
Yeah.
What league were they in?
The ECHL, weren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game. I think they won something like 7-2 or something
They
like
won.
that.
Norfolk.
Admiral.
Well remembered, Norfolk.
What was that? What was
They
that?
played the Norfolk Admirals that night.
Oh, okay. The Norfolk Admirals. Yeah, it's I think it's neat when you get to go places like that, how different hockey is around the world.
Yeah.
How different the fans are, how different they react to plays or goals or fights. It's different in every country.
It definitely is, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I enjoy the UK scene. It's like a family. Everybody likes competing and they're into their own team, but they also are very aware of each other and are, for the most part, all great people that just are passionate about hockey.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've met some really good people. I mean, away matches and stuff.
Have you still been able to get to matches recently?
So home matches, yeah. So we've got season tickets for this coming season as well. So there's us three go and my dad. So we used to all sit together in block 205, and now we've moved 2 of the seats to the wheelchair there. So Rich will be able to go. So me and my dad are going to sit in his old seats, and James and Rich are going to sit in the new seats just in front of us.
Oh, that'll be cool for Rich to get back to a game and see it, eh?
Yeah, so we've just got to sort out transport again there, and we're just going to work it out with the staff here. And if you can't go immediately the first few games, you're definitely going to get there.
That's pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure, just from pictures I've seen, is Robert Dowd your favorite player, Rich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a beauty. And I told him that whenever this coach gets off his ass and names him captain, to get him a shed.
Yeah. I think he'll be captain this season.
I do.
I don't see how he can't be.
Yeah, I agree.
He scores, he fights, he's good looking. My gosh.
It's not fair.
Right?
Yeah.
What else do you want? And
leave some for the rest of us, you know.
Seriously, it's horse shit.
Exactly.
But yeah, Shed family, somebody should donate a Robert Dowd jersey so we can raffle it off. Quit being punks, right? Let me know and I'll raffle it. Right?
Yeah. Please.
Right? That'd be cool. Then maybe you guys can even buy a ticket having a chance of winning.
Yeah. We'd love to.
Yeah. But yeah, people helping people, folks. It's a powerful thing. And if you got a Robert Dowd jersey that's just sitting in your closet doing nothing, we could get something done with it, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the reason you guys need a new captain is because Twinkle Toes, the captain of captains, is done, eh? But he's not actually done. He's playing for the team below now.
Steel Dogs, yeah.
Steel Dogs.
He told me he was giving his toes a break.
No.
Can't do it, eh?
No, can't give it up.
That's why, like, you got to get really injured to actually give it up. Or then when you come back, start doing it voluntarily, you need to almost die to stop.
Do you know that?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I understand why he's playing again, and I'm happy for him that he is going to do that, because to just give it up and just rip the Band-Aid right off and then not have a team around, not have the camaraderie of the room around, I think he's making the right decision to continue playing and being part of a team, and that it will make his transition into the real world easier. But I'll tell him that in person. I actually wanted to give him a few months in the real world and then get him in the shed and be like, so how bad does it suck?
No, he's not giving you opportunity for that too.
No, now he's still playing. I see it. Yeah. So, anywho, what
Toronto.
what was that?
What Toronto is 100
When John has 100, yeah.
to still
He'll
play.
still play when he's 100, probably.
Yeah,
If
you're
he
yeah,
do.
kind of like Mark Richardson. That guy's gonna play till he's 80, and he's still gonna be the best Brit in the league.
Yeah.
The guy's the perfect human. We got the captain of captains and the perfect human. It's quite the crew of GB players. I don't know if you guys ever get into Team Great Britain, but they got quite a squad of dandies, you know?
Yeah. We've watched. We've never been to a GB match.
We
We've watched it on TV.
we
but-
can watch it on telly though.
Yeah. They should make a Disney movie about those guys.
Definitely.
What's your favorite away barn? I saw one of your poster pics. I saw one of my logos behind you, the storm shelter. I don't think it was getting chocolatey at that point, but is that your favorite away rink? Because it's a pretty
We were
sweet barn.
discussing the other day.
We were
weren't
ranking them. I think was it only yesterday or the day before?
I made a tier list of mine.
Go on
but-
then. Go through your tier list.
Right. So I haven't been to Dundee
Or Belfast.
or Belfast.
You're only 15. You get Dundee drunk when
Yeah.
you go there. That's what happens to the fans in Cardiff. When Cardiff
So they-
fans go to Dundee, they get Dundee drunk. And the only reason I don't like their arena is because they have the curling rings on it, and it's distracting.
Yeah.
Okay, there dues.
So that's got to be bottom for me.
Yeah.
I think my favourite would be Nottingham because it's just really good atmosphere.
Shut your mouth.
when it's us though, it's different.
You're saying that just because you're with Sheffield and it's good atmosphere. The rest of the time, she's pretty lame when you get to Nottingham.
Fair
But-
enough. But it's
I don't know.
lovely.
Like, I thought it was too much ice. It was boring playing because there wasn't enough mucking it up because the ice was too big.
What's your favourite?
What's your favourite?
Maybe it's because I couldn't skate, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love
He loves Fife.
Yeah, you like Fife? I like Fife too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And
food
speaking
is
of
fab.
small worlds, is just last weekend, a fella that had reached out via, I think it was Twitter like a year ago, took a picture from the internet of Kincardine and said, FYI, like, I'm coming to where you're from in a year from now. And I was like, that's cool. Never thought anything of it again. And then all of a sudden he sends me a photo standing at the lighthouse by the water here in town. And he said, hiya, Wally. And I thought, wow, what a small world. And then I went and met him in town for a pint. And he was from Fife. He was from Kirkcaldy. And he had found out through ancestry.ca or .com or whatever it is that he had relatives in Kincardine. And so he was here meeting his uncles.
Oh well.
That is-
And it's a small
wow.
world. And then we met
Yeah.
for a pint. And the reason he knew about the shed was because of Carlo Fanucci. And it's like, well, that's all bizarre, you know, but it's always nice meeting people in real life that like actually listen to me talk in my shed
That's cool.
because it makes no sense.
No, I like Manchester though.
So
Yeah.
Rich, as going to Fife though, because it's a sweet barn. They get out there with the kilts on. They get the bagpipes going. I think that's awesome to start the show. And but those fans, they can be meanie weenies to the away crowd, can't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
can
they were
remember-
probably all over you back when you were there.
Yeah,
The-
I can remember going up years and years ago when Steelers were very new, and they used to like wave passports at all our players because we had more imports than them, and they were really, really quite vicious then. They seem a bit milder now, but yeah.
Putting passports out. Well, folks,
Yeah.
if you have money, you're allowed to spend it on winning, right? That's
That's
how
right.
you win. So
Yeah.
it's not your fault for having money, right? I used to hate you. I used to hate Sheffield because of it, and because they beat us both years by like 2 points. Even when I spray painted myself naked to do pregame speeches, they still beat us.
We'll try and get poorer, guys. It's okay.
It's pretty interesting, eh? That like you guys would have been there as a family. There's Sheffield playing Cardiff, and all the fans are getting ready for the match. And you guys have no idea what's going on down in that locker room. That I had traveled on the fan bus all the way there with a Thor outfit in my bag and had pints with the fans all the way there. And then in warm up, they sneak me in the locker room And then none of the guys know I'm in Sheffield, and it's not that close to Cardiff. And the coach comes in and gives a pregame speech, and then it's a lame pregame speech, which was intended, other than the hockey part. And then Deese comes in, the equipment manager, dressed as Steeler Dan. He also might have been naked. I don't know. Hockey players are weird. But he was dressed as Steeler Dan, and then all the players are looking at him like, what is happening? Why is Deese dressed as their mascot? And then all of a sudden, Thor comes out of the shower with the blonde wig, the mask, the hammer that Colby got for Christmas from Pigsy that could even thunder and lightning. And I came out of the shower. I hit the thunder and lightning button on the hammer, and I just beat the wheels off of Deese with the hammer. And then we went out and beat Sheffield, you know?
Well,
I didn't get to play, but I did the best I could.
Well, you did it. That's it. That's
Well,
what
I
made
probably
them
went home crying, so thanks for that.
Well, winning's fun.
win.
And I'll do anything to win.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that did happen in the Sheffield area. That's one of my favorite memories of that arena. And also winning the Challenge Cup there. But then the
Alright.
worst memory was Sheffield winning the league in front of us. And because I got sick, twisted thoughts in my head, and I was getting old, and I wanted to have the fuel in my fire for the summer and to get ready. I did go out of the locker room and watch all those punks skate around with the trophy and take pictures with their kids and their wives. And I did it from like a dark tunnel so nobody could see me. And I was just doing it to fire myself up. And it did make me want to puke. And it did make me get in better shape that year and that summer. And I guess I got issues that way, but that was my worst experience there.
At least you got a bit of motivation though, so.
Yeah, well, I did. Then I got hurt and couldn't do anything about it except get spray painted naked.
There's worse things.
Well, I was the power play coach too, though. So like I wasn't all just being a donkey, right? Like I did I would wash off the paint and then go out and take notes on power plays and penalty kills and then give players and the units like feedback in between periods. And I was like a real coach in pro hockey. So that was neat too. Wasn't just a donkey, right?
No.
Okay. Next poster pick, family selfie. Selfies are fun, eh? You guys all look happy. You got your shades on. I don't know where you're at.
Oh,
That was one of our many lockdown walks, probably.
That was ages ago. That was
Lockdown walks. Those were fun. We did a lot of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all we did. Yeah.
because you were only allowed.
Well, you worked during the
You
week,
were
but the
working.
weekend, we did a walk.
But you're only allowed out once a day, so you've got to make the most of it. So
Yeah,
we
you
did-
really got to run amok if you're out loud once a day.
We did some like crazy long walks. That weren't that long, but felt that long.
Yeah.
But you had to get the exercise in somehow.
Yeah.
What I would do with the kids was we drive out to the like literally the middle of nowhere to like a field or a forest, and I'd just park the truck and say, "Get out, let's go." And we were making our own trails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to.
But you know what? Now that life's back to being full go again, it's like I don't recall the last time I made time to go do that, and it was fun.
Yeah. We did it. I mean, we did enjoy it, didn't we? We spent more time than we've ever done together. Because you couldn't do anything else. You couldn't spend it with anybody else, could you? So yeah, it was good. in that respect.
Okay, so Fife was yours. What was your Nottingham? That's a bad answer. And Claire, what's your favorite away barn?
I like Manchester for the atmosphere.
I like your answer and the chocolate.
Well, yeah, if you throw it in my direction, that'd be okay. And I do like Asarina Cardiff, Asarina Wales, sorry. I do like that one.
The new one?
Yeah, I never went to the Big Blue Tent. We could never get tickets. They always used to fly out.
Because it was way too fun. Because that arena was way too fun. Like way too fun. We had like a foot of water in the shower, and we had beer holders in the shower. And we'd run amok, and then the George brothers would come in with a couple trays of beer, and we would sit in that locker room for hours and hours. And when you'd go out to play hockey at the Big Blue Tent, it was as electric as it got. There were 4 or 5 people deep right at the glass, banging on the glass. And it was as fun as hockey got in my life.
Yeah. I can imagine it being pretty hostile for the away support.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
A bit
Yeah.
hostile. Wasn't like Fife, though. Those people are mean.
Man-
You know what I mean? But the food's good inside.
Manchester, I think, are the meanest.
Yeah.
No, but because, right, it's not the fact that they're mean, it's the fact that I always ended up getting sat right next to that guy who's got the air horn. So every time they scored, all
those
I
are
hear
loud.
was an air horn in my ear.
Well, then your team's got to play better.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop them
Put
scoring.
your ideas up, guys.
It is a tough place to play for the away team, and that's what's cool because it's kind of like
Yeah.
hockey, still hockey there, where everybody keeps making these new arenas, and it's all the same everywhere. There's no real home ice advantage, but the storm shelter, there's for sure home ice advantage, and there is motivation to get chocolate thrown on the ice. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were saying though that we like away matches probably
More than home.
home matches.
Would you
because-
agree?
Well, because
It's
it's
like-
different, right? It's
Yeah,
different
we know
than
you
the
see
same
lots of
old.
crap together. It's loud. It's just we just love a road trip, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's yeah. I'm glad. So you guys, you still catching any away games, or
We've not
We've
been to
not,
any
of
since,
course.
but in
No.
the future, probably. Yeah.
yeah,
Hopefully.
for sure. Well, do you guys have any questions for me while I look at my notes and try to figure out what I'm going to say next?
Um,
Do you have any, Dad?
can I say hello to my video?
Yes, any then. I think I'm listen. Go
Yeah.
on then.
You said to say hello to.
His videos because they're going to watch this, so listen to it. Go on then. Quick.
I'm done.
Hi, Dad.
Hi Dan. Yeah. Who else?
Hi, Callum.
Hi Callum. Yeah. And
Callum is from Donny Trash.
it's from Doncaster, is it? Yeah. Okay. And
And then-
you've got Hussein and Hussein. Where's Hussein from? Is he Canada or America?
Canadian.
So one of his physios is Canadian. Hussein's
Oh, really?
Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Ottawa.
From Ottawa.
Ottawa. Oh, yeah. And then
yeah.
you said one of the other ones is from Doncaster. And what makes it a small world is the fella I just had on yesterday that is into this Andy's men's club helping men with mental health was also from Doncaster.
Yeah. I listened to that one yesterday, actually.
That's a small world, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't. Have you got any questions?
What would you say is your most fun away game? Like, or which one?
Favorite
Which-
away game or
Yeah,
favorite? Honestly, I always got really excited to play against Sheffield back in the day. I also got excited to play Belfast because they were really good teams when I was there. And I also enjoyed playing Brayhead because it only happened a couple times when I played, but you go there and all the Cardiff fans that came all the way to Glasgow would say, okay, it's time for the Welsh national anthem, and the arena would go completely silent, and just the Cardiff fans would sing the Welsh national anthem from the crowd all together, and you're standing there going, this is some cool shit, and that anthem is awesome. So that was a pretty neat experience to see. I also enjoyed going to Fife with the kilts and the bagpipes, like I said.
Yeah.
And then you get into a small barn and just muck it up. I thought that was fun. I mean, I liked a bunch of them, but I always like playing against the best teams. I don't like playing against the worst teams. That's not fun.
It's more fun to have a challenge.
It sure is. Yeah. Like I'd rather play the best and say like, you want to do this? Like, let's do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Instead of playing a team that it's like, well, if we lose this, everybody's going to get pissed off and losing sucks. And everybody's going to be so mad because we lost to them. And it's like, well, we better go out and do what we're supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather go out and everybody stare at each other and you play the best team in the league and say, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would say those Belfast, a cool arena, but too much ice. Sheffield, too much ice, but cool arena. Too warm too. I'd sweat too much.
It was really hot.
Yeah.
I thought Nottingham was pretty boring for the most part. Too much ice again. But the storm shelter was really hard to play in, I thought, which was interesting because we had been from the big blue tent and it was the same arena, but it wasn't because it wasn't ours.
Yeah. Feels different.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say, yeah, Dundee was, I don't know. It was a fun time for the fans when they got there. But it's one of those ones you're supposed to win, and it's just going to be depressing if you don't. And
And it's a
what-
long trip back, isn't it, if you've lost?
I'd say Coventry's right at the bottom too. I didn't like playing there. They don't even have hot water in the showers. You go play a hockey match and it's a cold arena. You get in the locker room, the locker room's freezing, and then they don't even give you hot water. I think it's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, that is bad.
And their nets don't stay on. So yeah. So anyways, the other poster pick I had was I'm guessing those are grandparents with James.
Yeah, they were my mum's.
They
mum and
are.
dad. They are. Yeah, sorry.
They
Oh.
are your mom's parents. So then
Yeah.
just to let him know, I've never seen an arm hold like that in a picture ever. So he goes around your back and grabs your arm that way. I've never seen that. That's the first time I've ever seen that in a picture.
I've not noticed that. I'm going to have to go back and have a look
Take-
at that.
Me or my granddad.
He's holding your arm. Take a look at it. I've never seen anything like it. I thought, where'd that hand come from?
He does some weird, wonderful things, my granddad. Me and my mum tried to take a picture at the arena, like a lovely little picture before the match, and I see my granddad in the background doing the biggest yawn I've ever seen. So now I can't use that picture.
Pictures are funny, and I got a lot of them on my phone now, and I always find it fun going through the poster pics to see what I see. And I've never seen an arm hold like that. But then again, it's like fun is fun. And I remember when I'd be like in my late teens, and my parents are having a hard time getting me to smile for a photo or something. And then all of a sudden, my old man just reaches around and gooses me, and I'm like, ah! and then all of a sudden the picture was funny.
I need to look at that now.
Yeah.
I didn't know he did
Yeah,
it.
take a
Did
look
I?
at it. He's definitely
well.
it's around the back, holding on to the arm, the forearm. It's a one of a kind photo. Nobody's ever done it before.
There we go.
Unique.
Yeah. But if everybody was the same, life would be pretty boring, right?
Exactly.
Well, I'd have to say, Rich, you probably do too, that like thanks to your physio team that's been working with you. Obviously, if you're shouting them out on here, you have a good relationship with them, and it takes everybody to win. And obviously, they're helping you get better, and that's what life's all about, right? Is having a challenge and figuring out how to get better every day to win.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing they said when they assessed Rich is that he's been told by so many other people, that's it, he's not going to, progress anymore. They said he's got lots of potential. And in the first physio session here, they had him stood up. So, and he's walking further and further every day, further and further and getting, so, and they got you in a car, didn't they? Because Richard wants to be able to get in a regular car. He don't want us to have to get a wheelchair access one. So that's one of his goals. And he said just a couple of weeks ago, "You'll not believe what I've done, but I'm going to tell you anyway." He said, "I've got in a car," and I was like, "Well, what, like an SUV car, quite a high car?" He's like, "No, in a BMW saloon." So the physio got him in his car and he managed it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually my other question is because my grandpa went through this stuff, and he ended up getting a pretty slick machine as a wheelchair. How's your wheelchair? You got a pretty good one? You got some sweet wheels?
You're not in it right now.
No,
are
you're going to see
you?
it looking for it in the room. It's all right.
Do you want me to get it?
It's not an electric one.
Well,
It's just a regular.
Oh, it's not an electric one, like where
No.
you just get the hand on it and it takes you wherever. So that's why we got to have more raffles, right? Get you in some sweet wheels. But you'd rather get up, right?
Yeah, they tried you in an electric one, didn't they, at the other place? And
What did you think for it?
Father, walk.
rather walk.
That's best mindset.
I like it.
So
I
yeah.
totally like your attitude. I love it.
yeah.
What a shed guy.
Yeah, stuff the electric wheelchair. I'm gonna walk. Yeah, no. So we'll see.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. And I mean,
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for
Thanks for
having
having
us.
us.
yeah, and we'll get some raffles fired up. And you know, I do have to make some money for the Manchester store too at some point, folks, because eventually they're gonna send me this bill. And it's more money than I make doing this. So I'm gonna have to include them in some of these raffles, folks. But also the money is to get you whatever support you need and get you home and get home set up to whatever that is you need to get you there. Right. And that's why Dave is gonna Willie and Billy are going to bicycle 600 kilometers in 2 days is to help get you home and also try and probably help
Yeah.
inspire you to keep getting better, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Captain
The
and
tactic out, they're insane for doing it. They absolutely are, but it's amazing, isn't it?
I don't know how they're going to do it though, because I get tired cycling up hills. So 600 k's is
and it doesn't
mental.
make any sense to me, but I'm just over here in my shed, so
Yeah.
people can do what they want, whether it makes sense or not. But
Yeah.
good luck to you.
Yeah.
I'll just sit here and chat rather than bike 600 kilometers, right? Everybody,
Yeah.
it takes
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
to win, right?
Yeah, exactly, that's it.
those psychopaths.
Yeah.
There's no iron team, guys. We've all got to contribute, whether it's sitting in your shed or just sitting at the end and clapping.
Exactly. And I can sit in my shed and chat all day long and help people. That sounds really fun to me. Biking 600 kilometers, my gooch
Not
is too
so
tender for that.
No, it's not ideal.
But like to them, thank you so much for doing it. And that like whatever continues to happen in my shed and this two ales and hockey tails whole thing and my shed family, that this happened, that having James on turned into this is like something we get to keep, right, James? Like that's cool.
Yeah. It's a really good memory, so I'm
right.
really
And memories are
grateful.
fun when they're good.
Yeah, exactly.
And thank you for everything you've done, and thank you to everybody who supported us, who know us and don't know us. It's amazing. Thank you.
Exactly.
thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes everybody to win, but it also takes someone willing to step up and be a gamer. And Rich, you're an inspiration to all of us and can't wait to see it continue to happen.
Yeah, it will. Thank you.
Thank you.
And this has been another episode of Two Else and Hockey Tales with the Batemans and Wally.